So right now, the Israeli Defense Forces striking key targets in the intensifying war against Hamas. How about 450 over the last 24 hours? Here at home, one terror expert warning that Hamas could inspire lone wolves. Quote, this in the LA Times today, chilling as it is to imagine, the worst may still lie ahead. With the grueling ground war and a mounting civilian toll, that will only fuel jihadist groups and their sympathizers. Authorities around the world should assume that attacks are being planned. Let's bring in GOP Senator, Air Force veteran, Senator Lindsey Graham. He sits on the Senate Armed Services Committee, fresh off a trip to Saudi Arabia.
Thank you.
How concerned are you about lone wolves? I mean, we've gone to terror university since 9/11.
Right. Very concerned. The better they do over there, the terrorists, the more likely we'll get hit here. Remember the caliphate in Syria, the ISIS caliphate? We had attacks all over the world inspired by their success. So when terrorism rises over there, we're more exposed at home. And a broken border is a cocktail for a disaster.
And when you see some of these protests, 100,000 in Washington, D.C., them defiling the White House, anti-American, anti-Israeli comments, does that shake you?
It shakes me to my foundation. It's been just over 4 weeks that 1,400 Israelis were slaughtered, mostly in their homes, burned alive, women raped in front of their families, and babies literally beheaded. Now we're saying ceasefire. If you had told America you need a ceasefire with Japan 4 weeks after Pearl Harbor, you'd gotten run out of town. Do what you need to do, my friends in Israel. Try to lessen civilian casualties. I know you will. Here's the problem. If Adolf Hitler were in an apartment complex during World War II, would we have bombed the apartment complex? We used nuclear weapons against 2 Japanese cities. I think Israel is at total war with Hamas. Destroy Hamas, non-negotiable. How to do it's negotiable. But if Hamas survives this, God help us all.
Is it irresponsible for us to ask for a pause?
I think Israel needs to make that call, not us. Anything to help civilians, I'm for, as long as it doesn't hurt the pressure on Hamas. And when you chant here at home, from the river to the sea, you mean the destruction of Israel. Anybody who says that, knowing what it means, they're anti-Semitic Nazis. You have members of Congress chanting from the river to the sea, which means there is no Israel.
Right. That's the squad, and they're not being condemned by Bernie Sanders.
Right.
32 and counting.
Yep.
That's U.S. who has been attacked 32 times since October 7th in Syria and Iraq. We answered one time. Is that enough for you?
Oh, what did I ask Austin last week? Would you tell Iran it's a red line to attack our troops in Syria and Iraq, that if you kill one of our troops in Syria and Iraq, we're going to come after you in Iran? He wouldn't say it. If Donald Trump were president, here's what you need to think about. Would any of this be going on? The answer is no. If he got to be president tomorrow, it would end pretty quickly because they were afraid of him. We've lost deterrence when it comes to Iran. If they kill a soldier in Syria and Iraq, an American soldier, we need to blow up their oil fields, and we need to let them know we're serious. If they believe we're serious, the attacks will stop.
They don't believe so. Every time we had a chance, we said we don't want war with Iran.
Yeah, and you get more war with Iran. You know, when Trump killed Soleimani, we had the most peaceful time in the Mideast. Why are they doing this, Iran? They're trying to stop Saudi Arabia and Israel from reconciling. That's a nightmare for the Iranians. And everybody talks about a two-state solution. You got to remember the most radicalized people on the planet live in the Gaza Strip. From the time they're born, they're told to hate and kill the Jews. You know how they teach math in Gaza?
Right.
If you have 10 Jews and you kill 6, how many are left? They literally teach that in their schools. It's going to be hard for Israel to coexist with people like this.
Senator, I'll talk to you on radio in about 10 minutes.
Yeah, I'll be there.
All right.